Turning up the heat, yeah, we're rocking the block. The question's in the air, yeah, it's all in good fun. The question's in the air, yeah, it's all in good fun. Before we even start, yeah, the party's begun. Before we even start, yeah, the party's begun. Crush Daddy, are you gay or straight? I don't know, but the answer is yes. Crush Daddy, are you gay or straight? I don't know, but the answer is yes. Mr. Crushy's on the mic. Yeah, we're keeping it wild, bringing out the humor, yeah, we're keeping it styled. Stay tuned for the laugh, stay tuned for the laugh, stay tuned for the games. We're burning up the screen, yeah, we're fanning the flames. Crush Daddy, are you gay or straight? I don't know, but the crush. What? Crush. Welcome to the show, yeah, we're taking the lead. Mr. Crushy's everything that you need. Got the rhythm, got the flow, got the charm on lock. Turning up the heat, yeah, we're rocking the block. The question's in the air, yeah, it's all in good fun. The question's in the air, yeah, it's all in good fun. Before we even start, yeah, the party's begun. Before we even start, yeah, the party's begun. Crush Daddy, are you gay or straight? I don't know, but the answer is yes. Crush Daddy, are you gay or straight? I don't know, but the answer is yes. Mr. Crushy's on the mic. Yeah, we're keeping it wild, bringing out the humor, yeah, we're keeping it styled. Stay tuned for the laugh, stay tuned for the laugh, stay tuned for the games. We're burning up the screen, yeah, we're fanning the flames. Crush Daddy, are you gay or straight? I don't know, but the crush. What? Crush. Welcome to the show, yeah, we're taking the lead. Mr. Crushy's everything that you need. Got the rhythm, got the flow, got the charm on lock. Turning up the heat, yeah, we're rocking the block. The question's in the air, yeah, it's all in good fun. The question's in the air, yeah, it's all in good fun. Before we even start, yeah, the party's begun. Before we even start, yeah, the party's begun. Crush Daddy, are you gay or straight? I don't know, but the answer is yes. Crush Daddy, are you gay or straight? I don't know, but the answer is yes. Mr. Crushy's on the mic. Yeah, we're keeping it wild, bringing out the humor, yeah, we're keeping it styled. Stay tuned for the laugh, stay tuned for the laugh, stay tuned for the games. We're burning up the screen, yeah, we're fanning the flames. Crush Daddy, are you gay or straight? I don't know, but the crush. What? Crush. Welcome to the show, yeah, we're taking the lead. Mr. Crushy's everything that you need. Got the rhythm, got the flow, got the charm on lock. Turning up the heat, yeah, we're rocking the block. The question's in the air, yeah, it's all in good fun. The question's in the air, yeah, it's all in good fun. Before we even start, yeah, the party's begun. Before we even start, yeah, the party's begun. Crush Daddy, are you gay or straight? I don't know, but the answer is yes. Crush Daddy, are you gay or straight? I don't know, but the answer is yes. Mr. Crushy's on the mic. Yeah, we're keeping it wild, bringing out the humor, yeah, we're keeping it styled. Stay tuned for the laugh, stay tuned for the laugh, stay tuned for the games. We're burning up the screen, yeah, we're fanning the flames. Crush Daddy, are you gay or straight? I don't know, but the crush. What? Crush. Welcome to the show, yeah, we're taking the lead. Mr. Crushy's everything that you need. Got the rhythm, got the flow, got the charm on lock. Turning up the heat, yeah, we're rocking the block. The question's in the air, yeah, it's all in good fun. The question's in the air, yeah, it's all in good fun. Before we even start, yeah, the party's begun. Before we even start, yeah, the party's begun. Crush Daddy, are you gay or straight? I don't know, but the answer is yes. Crush Daddy, are you gay or straight? I don't know, but the answer is yes. Mr. Crushy's on the mic. Yeah, we're keeping it wild, bringing out the humor, yeah, we're keeping it styled. Stay tuned for the laugh, stay tuned for the laugh, stay tuned for the games. We're burning up the screen, yeah, we're fanning the flames. Crush Daddy, are you gay or straight? I don't know, but the crush. Welcome to the show, yeah, we're taking the lead. Mr. Crushy's everything that you need. Got the rhythm, got the flow, got the charm on lock. Turning up the heat, yeah, we're rocking the block. The questions in the air, yeah, it's all in good fun. The questions in the air, yeah, it's all in good fun. Before we even start, yeah, the party's begun. Before we even start, yeah, the party's begun. Crush Daddy, are you gay or straight? I don't know, but the answer is yes. Crush Daddy, are you gay or straight? I don't know, but the answer is yes. Mr. Crushy's on the mic. Yeah, we're keeping it wild. Bringing out the humor, yeah, we're keeping it styled. Stay tuned for the laugh, stay tuned for the laugh, stay tuned for the games. We're burning up the screen, yeah, we're fanning the flames. Crush Daddy, are you gay or straight? I don't know, but the crush. What? Crush. Welcome to the show, yeah, we're taking the lead. Mr. Crushy's everything that you need. Got the rhythm, got the flow, got the charm on lock. Turning up the heat, yeah, we're rocking the block. The questions in the air.
I think we're in.
What do you call the control room? Do you have a clever name for it?
The control room?
I always name my abode. First it was the Tiki Dojo. Then
I should have a name for
MarkLAX,
this.
second one. I don't know. I think I'm calling this St. Andrew's Hall. It was like because Andrew lives here and
I like that St. Andrew's Hall.
It was a punk rock venue in Detroit that was kind of good.
Oh man. Yep. All right. iPhones cannot access Crush's Discord. Do you have your 18 plus settings on? Because I made it restricted. You like the hats, Little Bear? All right.
I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing. Crush. I don't know.
Don't worry. I'm talking to chat right now. All the people in chat, they're flooding in.
Hey, chat.
And they're all saying hi.
What's this thing in the corner that says two? Oh, it's two of us speaking. Okay,
yeah. If you want to see what the stream looks like, you can open another browser or another tab and go to the Twitch, and then you can see what people are writing if you want. But I'll also just read them for you. And then, all right. So we got 15 people already in the Twitch. We've got 60, 70, and all the other ones all together. All right. Yeah. So who are you?
What's up, Crush? I'm MarkLAX. I'm a orientation-free porn star in Las Vegas.
Okay. And where does MarkLAX, what's that? Where does that come from?
I was we have a similar backstory. I was in rehab in Palm Springs. I was one of four like straightish guys or whatever you want to call it at this place. Pretty popular there, and they're like, Mark, what are you doing after you get out of here? Because we're getting close to the door. And I was like, I guess I was going to go sell studio art. I draw really well, and I was going to go back to California. I kind of fell in love with it, and they're like, we think you should do OnlyFans. We want to see it. And I'm like, yeah. I'm not like,
wait, the guy's in the house, in the sober house.
Yeah, and I was banging this girl in the sober house, and she was like very, very gay friendly, and like, do it, Mark. You should really do it. I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to go sell art. I'm an artist. And then I didn't do anything. I came back to California, home for Christmas, and realized how much I tore everything down. And I was like, oh my God, I have no future in Detroit. I went right back to California. I didn't even stay there for Christmas. I was there for like 4 days.
You're originally from Detroit?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I came back, fucked up immediately. I was living in my car. And then I was at a rehab closer to LAX airport. And I was originally going to call my account XXX Marks the G Spot. And I was like, thank God I didn't do that because I fucked 2 girls ever in fucking on my OnlyFans. And then I went with like MarkLAX. I'm like, there's got to be somebody that's already calling themselves LAX. And then I'm like, no, cool. All right, let's go. So.
Yeah, no, now I immediately assumed you were in LA when I first saw your name.
I was in LA.
Now you're not in LA anymore. You're in Vegas. So it's like, shit. You got to change it to Mark LD or LA.
LAX is nice. I was in San Diego most of the time. When I started my OnlyFans, I was actually in San Diego.
Okay.
I left this rehab. I got a phone call like, do you want to pilot the methamphetamine blocker program? And I did. I was the second human to get it. And I left in the middle of the night and was like, guys, I'm going to go embrace science and see how this goes. I'll let you know how it goes. And I did, and it worked great. And then after that, I camped out in San Diego where they were doing this blocker program, and all worked out from there.
What's a blocker program?
They can stop methamphetamine from binding to your brain with a shot that you get once a month. And it's not going to get approved.
Is this like a new thing?
I was the second human on the planet to get it.
Jesus, man.
Called IXTM200. And I went from
so you don't get high from it.
It blocks it. It blocked a bunch of stuff. Like I noticed diphenhydramine didn't work when I would take like sleeping pills. And
so it makes you not be able to get. It's not like methadone where it's more like keeping you from wanting to do it. It's more like making it not work if you accidentally do it. Yeah. Okay.
I was ready to rock. I was staying in a sober house and I was like doing all the right things, but I wanted like a little backbone to it,
Yeah.
And it worked great. It fixed everything. And I went from like living in my car to signing 2 modeling contracts and making $40,000 on my OnlyFans like first fucking month. And I was like,
that's crazy.
Okay.
It's way more than I made on my first month.
First month, I never replicated that again though.
I mean, how long have you been doing OF now?
3 years.
All right. Speaking of which, we didn't talk about it before, but on Twitch, you have to treat it like Instagram.
When do we say the P word? Are we saying corn?
We have to say we have to be careful. Like they're kind of chill about it, but like it also makes it easier for me to clip it later. But like, don't say the STRIPPER word. Say midnight dancer instead of
I struggle with.
It's not that big of a deal, but like if we overdo it, they'll flag it. But but it's not that big of a deal. Like I said, I've talked about a lot of shit and they haven't said anything. I'm being overly cautious because I feel like every platform is just taking us down all the time. Like all my accounts have been taken down at least once, and then I'd have to restart or like, and especially lately, it feels like they're really out to get us.
Weird things happening with social media like this last 2 weeks. With my Instagram's growing like a weed, and my Twitter has lost 50,000 followers.
The Twitter thing is a bot purge, so they're deleting fake accounts, and the real accounts that I've noticed that got deleted were the ones sending those RT for RT messages en masse.
Good.
Because it's anyone who had an agent. It's anyone who had an agency running it. I think. Because they automate so much stuff, I think that's why they're getting it taken out. And yeah, I agree. Good, because I'm sick and tired of getting people who don't even follow me saying like, I just retweeted a bunch of your stuff. And I've checked a few times. They definitely didn't. And retweet my stuff now. And I'm like, dude, and it's like the same copy paste. So I know it's probably the same agency that's like doing all of them. But yeah, so don't worry about that. It's just fake accounts. Like, who cares?
My reach is up on Twitter. I'm like, I lost 40,000 followers, but I'm up. My reach is up like 20,000.
Same. My reach is getting better, and I don't really care about. I don't know. I don't obsess over the follower count as much. Like,
yeah, you should.
Like I've grown a lot in the last 2 years, but like I don't feel like it's that different than how it was 2 years ago. Like for me, like just as many people I feel like know who I am, when I go places. It's not like I don't feel more famous because I've doubled my followers on everything. It seems about the same to me. And like, I don't know, it's kind of like one of those weird things you can obsess about being the way we are. So I actively try not to.
Yeah. Society will try to make you feel bad for that, but it's like he's only doing it for clout or like chasing numbers. Any entertainer in the history of the world does better with a camera on them. It shines, and it's like, but the internet, no, it's not cool. Like,
and so you said you signed a modeling contract. What does that mean? I've never signed a modeling contract.
I was with Wild Models for a while, and they were called Wild Models because they originally represented Siegfried and Roy, the Vegas duo. And they did like MarkLAX, and then they branched into like regular handsome man and girl shit. And they got me a couple good gigs. I was in the music video for Vampire, Olivia Rodrigo, like getting close to winning like an Academy Award or whatever. And like a couple body wash commercials and shit like that. And,
body wash, okay, like Old Spice.
was the bad guy in a body wash commercial. I was like using like the douchebag like bro body wash, and they were pushing this organic stuff.
I just got my first movie deal.
That's pretty huge. Way to upset me with yeah.
I didn't even like audition. Well, I did audition, but like I had never signed up with like a casting thing. They just reached out to me on Instagram and were like, you want to be in this movie? And I was like, I don't know. At first I was real skeptical because I was like, so many people reach out for you to be in bullshit, and like they pay you an exposure. And so like I was super skeptical, but then when they like sent me the contract, and I was like, oh, this is like a real payday. And I was like, okay, like I sent in like a what do they call it, a tape where you have to like read some lines. I did so bad, but they liked it.
What's the project?
It's we've already started filming. It's the guy who's directing is called Connor O'Malley. He's the famous comedian.
Okay,
it's like a comedy. I don't know if I can how much I can talk about it. Like, I know nothing. I know nothing about the business. So like I don't even know how, like, I've even told them that I'm like, listen, I'm not an actor. So like I don't know the protocols on anything. So I might seem unprofessional throughout this process. And they're like, yeah, don't worry about it. We get it. Because I'm not in SAG, or any of that. But it's a real movie. I'm kind of excited.
It was going to be like on big screens, or
I think so. And my dad was like, yeah, that's what a lot of porn stars seem to do, is like what? They start off with porn and then they go into like real movies eventually.
That's my plan. I got about 2 years.
Plan? Yeah, I mean, they even asked me like, do I want to get a manager? And I was like, I don't know, because I haven't done that in porn. Like, I don't have a manager. I don't have an agent. Like, I said no to all of that, and it's been okay. So like, I'm not sure if I should get a man. It sounds like everybody has it over there.
For porn, I mean, there's 2 guys. There's the guy in Colorado, then there's my guy Howard, who's pretty cool. But
do you need him? Howard. Yeah.
Howard's a good guy, but do I need him? Like, usually he'll tell me about it. I'm checking my Twitter, and the guy's already hitting me up. Like, and I like an older gay guy that I can like fucking. Hey, this guy,
Howard is great for like making connections, and he's a really nice guy. I knew him long before I ever did OnlyFans, because he always hangs out at Johnson's, which is where I used to dance.
I used to dance.
Yeah, and he would like be like, "Yo, you should do porn, all this shit." And then I was like, "Nah," like I wasn't ready. I was too camera shy. I was always worried that like you turn the cameras on, like, and I'm not gonna be able to get hard or something. And then when I did my first one, and I was like, "Oh, that wasn't so bad. Like, that was easier than I thought it would be." And then I was like, I'm all in. I'm just an all in guy. Whenever I do anything, I'm all in. Like, I can't half-ass it. And so wait, how long did you say you've been doing OF now?
Like 3 years, like all of it. Like,
that's not long at all.
OF3 studio porn about a year later, and it happened really fast. Like, it blew up quick. And
so, did you have a following before?
No, I was trying to sell my art like on Instagram, and I had like a printing thing where I'd buy prints, and like I'm like, you know what, this isn't moving slow, and I posted a picture of me in a wetsuit coming off the beach on a surfboard, and it got more likes than all my other stuff combined, and I was like, okay, maybe those guys were right at the rehab. And I still had an OnlyFans, but I wasn't doing anything with it, and I started posting on it and like jerking off, or and yeah, blew up overnight. And I just listened to the people, and I was like, what do they want to see next? And I was like, man, I'm kind of a people pleaser, and I give no fucks. And I was just like, okay. And
people don't understand how lucky that is to blow up overnight.
Yeah, we're pretty much overnight.
Yeah. Because I like already had a little bit of a following from TikTok. I was just talking about like being a male dancer at a gay bar a lot. So like I already had people that I could be like, look, now I have an OF too. So I didn't blow up, but I made a full-time living right away. and then quit dancing almost immediately. And then the studios hit me up pretty much instantly within the first few months. And then I did like a few scenes for all of them. And then it's now I don't do it very often. I think like I went through the like new guy phase with them and they don't hit you up as much.
But yeah, I can feel that. Who you mostly did stuff for Falcon, right? Crush?
Not Falcon specifically, but one of their I did Raging and Naked Sword.
Yeah, it's that umbrella,
Falcon
right?
doesn't really do tatted guys, like heavily tatted guys as much. They
Falcon
do
just
more
hit me
like
up.
pretty boys. And you're a pretty boy.
I'm a
So
freak. No, I was doing stuff with men, and then they kind of I got hurt. Then they kind of quit calling, and I've been off for like the last 5 months. But
I don't think I've done a studio since January.
no,
I'm trying to think. And it was for
That's
kink. It was for kink. I
I
like
heard,
some
I heard Kink was.
you heard kink was horrible?
I heard they're excellent. I heard they're amazing.
Oh no, yeah, they're one of my favorites.
Yeah, you know Nick Ryder?
I know him. Yeah, I know who he is.
Ryder, he's hilarious. You should get him on here. Yeah. He's like, he's got that fucking Mayor Quimby fucking Simpsons voice. Like, you should work for Kink. The good people. Like, and
Yeah,
watch him.
he's got that New England accent, like a quirky New England accent.
The quirky motherfucker. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's, very quirky.
Yeah, and so did you do gay stuff, gay porn? Because okay, you said you're like me.
Yeah. Yeah. I was
So,
watching
like,
the stuff you said. I'm
you're
like,
just
but-
kind of like you're kind of just fluid, or are you like what? Like, how would you describe your
I gave
sexuality?
it a straight verse.
Straight verse. Oh, okay. I've never heard that before.
The joke, but I gave it a shot. I thought I did some. I immediately just started. I went to like I had this LGBT sitcom thing in New York that we're gonna film, and I was like, I got to start doing real deal collabs. I was dating a girl in San Diego at the time, and I'm like, babe, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna do all kinds of like fucking wild gay shit. She's like, okay, and I did. I fucking went there. Jonah Wheeler, bottom for Jonah. Did some stuff with Cage Jock, like bondagey stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then I did the DJ thing with Dick Throatership, and it all went great. And like, I was like, that was pretty easy for you, Mark. You must be not all the way straight. And I'm like, well, we're not doing anything wrong. Let's just embrace it and go. And it is what it is. And I made a big announcement. And I was like, you just got it in you from Jonah, and it wasn't that bad. It didn't bother me. I wasn't really into it, but it wasn't like I wasn't like crying or like upset about it either.
It's really
like,
hard to explain sometimes. When
sure
people
is.
ask, it is. It's like I don't like. There's like it's so different in every situation scenario, and even though we're the same, I'm sure we're so different in a lot of ways. Because yeah, for me it's this. It's like you sent me a message. Like we were talking like a few weeks ago on Instagram or something, and you sent me a video where you said like, I just went where the love is, and I was like, yeah, that's like really like I think a great way to like summarize my journey is like I just went where the love was, dude, and it just like happened to be here, and I am a very like the older I get, the more I care about like I'm 34, about to be 35 next week, and like yeah, I don't know, I connect with the gay community so well. And like, even though I'm like attracted to women, like I found my attractions there too. And it's not as like clearly defined, but like, I don't know. I think I'm more emotionally gay.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, like I'm definitely emotionally gay. And like, and I think that would be the best way to describe it.
Something to do with loyalty as well. It's like when I was like struggling bad and I couldn't hold a job, and I was still jacked at all times and like look good, and like the people that gave me the support and like were there for me was the gay community. And I'm not gonna like, so I got, even though I'm mostly attracted to chicks, I'm gonna go where like the love was. I'm not gonna like deny that.
I'd rather fuck an unattractive man who I like as a person than fuck a hot chick that I fucking despise.
Yeah. Or a fat girl. I'm like, I'd rather fuck a guy that's like super ripped up and like he's my homie than some big fat girl just because she's got a vagina. And I'm like, I don't like fat people. I just don't. Simply, I might get razzed for that, but like
I'm the opposite. I don't really care that much about your body. Like it's more of a cherry on the top for me.
I'm a face guy. Like when I fucking look at, instead of like porn on the internet, I'm looking at like pretty girls on Instagram, just their face. I'm like, I've already seen all that.
I feel like I'm the opposite. I'm a. You can be a butterface as long as you have something. But like I hyper focus on things. Like if you have a nice butt, like I'll be like, that's all I need. Like or like good skin. I don't know. There's like so many different things. I'll just focus on whatever that thing is. Like just.
No, it's hard though. I'm sure you get these questions keep me up at night. These people that get really upset about like their favorite porn star's orientation, and it's like
some people do.
They do.
There's a small group of like gay people that seem to be really like gatekeepers of the gaydom.
Yeah, they're also the loudest. You got to remember that.
Yeah, but I feel like, especially on Twitter, they're really mostly on Twitter. They don't seem to be anywhere else for the most part. And then it's like the same like trolley accounts. Like that's all they post is they go through all the like porn stars and be like, like they'll even attack Derek Cage because he's worked with like 5 women out of hundreds and hundreds of scenes that he's done, and they'll be like, he's a fucking fake gay guy.
Yeah, they don't. The concept of fluidity doesn't matter at all. They don't get that. You're either one or the other. Very binary the way they look at it, like which
is ironic.
Very ironic, right?
Like for me, a little bit. Like it's like no, like. Well, I would say though, just from like, I don't know you very well, but I like scrolled through your stuff a little bit, and I would say you probably at face value are probably the most similar creator that I know to me. Just in like what you kind of identify as, because there's the very clear like gay for pay guys, and right. I don't really feel like I fit in that. And then there's like the full bi guys. And like, I don't even feel like I fit in that because that's very like 50-50 and like, it's pretty much polarly the same.
Very few people are split right down the middle. Like,
yeah, I find very few. Yeah. But I feel like the gay creators cross over more.
What do you mean?
Like they'll work with trans and straight and girls.
Like
almost all of them have.
The gay guys won't work with girls. Are you kidding me? Like we cross over better by far.
Yeah,
like,
but no, you don't know my girlfriend. You don't know how many gay dudes she's collabed with.
Really?
She's like 35 of them.
I'm wrong.
Yeah. But there's like a niche for that too. It's almost like she's doing it in a way where it's like you're adding a female to like a kind of gay scene, and it's like it's erotic, it's niche, it's different, it's taboo, and like a lot of gay guys they do watch straight porn, for example. Like a lot of gay dudes watch straight porn, right? Like I've been on a ton of studio sets, and when we're doing the ending, when we're all getting off,
it was a funny
I'll
time.
look over at what they're watching, and I'm like, that's straight porn. And they're like, yeah, I like to pretend I'm the girl or whatever. And like they'll say things like that. Or one I'll get is like, I know everybody in the industry on the gay porn side, so I have to watch straight porn because it's the only one I don't know those guys. And
it just makes me feel a certain kind of way, like I'm like guilty or something. I'm like, go retreat to my corner and watch some straight porn for a second, guys.
I can't watch. I can't. I tried it. Like I'm too awkward. I don't like watching on my phone, so I have to do like close my eyes. And like honestly, like in the beginning it was harder for me, but now that I've done so many collabs in studios, like I get off kind of fine now during the collabs, because like also the way I do it is different. Like I used to be more like rigid, and now I'm more relaxed and just like let it flow.
Yeah.
And so
maybe just like don't get off for a couple of days and then like show up ready to pop.
I've tried that. I get real grumpy when I do that. I don't get off every day. I get real grumpy.
Really?
Dude,
I had this spinal cord injury in fucking November, right before Thanksgiving. It almost killed me. I was like, my dad found me like palsied up on my fucking floor, like covered in Xanax, and I thought I had a slip disc. It was a staph infection on my spinal cord.
What?
And yeah, I had some bad gear. Some asshole gave me some gear that had staph in it, and I fucking put it right in my butt. And
it went to your spine?
Blood. It was in my brain, spine, and heart. And they caught it like right before it was crushing my spinal cord. The staph lesion was so big, it was putting pressure against like my vertebrae and the cord, and it was making everything from like my belly button down like act funny. And to the point where I like did something, and then it got in my brain and I passed out. And my dad was like, called my sister and was like, "When's the last time you heard from your brother? When's the last time you posted?" My sister follows me on my LAX Instagram. But Dad, it's weird. It's been like 8 days. Something's wrong. And my dad, Batman that he is, hopped on a flight, never been see me in California, and just like called one of my friends and was like, "You could come to Mark's place with me." And I was like naked on the floor, like half dead. Dad scooped me up, got me to the hospital, and yeah, I went to the hospital before, and they told me it was a slip disc, and these fucking idiots were wrong. And they got me on an operating table 20 minutes later, and they're like, "He's got a staph lesion like the size of a fucking fist on his back."
That's insane.
On the
Because I've
spinal.
had staph just from being in locker rooms when I played sports, but like you usually get like on your knee or foot. Like it wasn't anything too crazy.
This was because I injected it right in.
Yeah, and
like,
so it spread deep into your body. That's crazy.
Yeah, I was on antibiotics for 2 months. Missed the whole holidays. I was in the hospital. My like right leg was bad. It was the thing. My right leg wasn't moving. Today was the best day. It's finally like coming back piece by piece.
And this happened recently, you said, right?
Yeah, it was like 4 months ago. And
Jesus, dude.
No, and I didn't take hardly any time off. I've been doing collabs with like an empty leg. Kind of funny to watch, but I'm like, just keep the camera off this area down here. But what I was getting at was I can't, mostly because I'm not comfortable. I'm always like shifting shift around, and I couldn't feel my butthole, and so I'm like, "Bring me Raheem." But like,
no, you took Raheem.
No, I didn't. That's what my attitude was.
I was gonna be like, "You're a champion, dude." I'm always impressed. I've been there in person at some of his collabs at a collab house and stuff, and I was just like, I don't know how people are doing this.
No, but then I thought like my shit like shrank up while I was in the hospital, and I thought I bought him for Jake Switch, and he's like, "Something's not right, Mark." And I'm like, "I don't know, it feels weird, doesn't it?" And he's like, "I'm like half my hole is like half fucking like tight and like half like loose as fuck," and it's like, but it works.
That's interesting.
But I can't blow loads very easy, and when I do, it's like the orgasm's like 2 minutes long, and it's just kind of like it's not very
2 minutes long.
It's intense. It's like the same amount of energy expended is like spread out over 2 minutes. It's not as intense.
It's like, like, yeah, like,
I did a trans collab with Kelly, this trans chick, and she was like the other day, and I was like, just give me head, and I was like, I blew a load, I didn't know it. All of a sudden, I see all this spit coming out of her mouth, and I'm like, she's like, just calm, and I was like, no, it feels great though, and I did, because I wasted it. You try to catch it sometimes.
Sounds like when you're on antidepressants, like
a little bit, yeah. It takes zinc, but I finally my first 2 orgasm day the other day. I was just fucking bored and jerking off, and like, one day, all right, we're back in biz. But it doesn't feel the same, so that's why I'm like bottom only right now, because I'm not gonna put out like pop shot.
I struggle with bottoming because I have a hemorrhoid that flares up randomly. I've only done it like 4 or 5 times, but I'm just super tight. I'm so like, it hurts. Like Bo Butler was like, I took Bo Butler, but it also depends. Like when I did it with Johnny Cakes or River North, he also goes by, and he's really thick and girthy, but it's not like rock hard. It's like it's got give to it, and like that I can handle. But when it's like it feels like a PVC pipe, it's too much. It's too much for me, bro. I'd rather be like. And I hate toys. I learned that because I started with toys and was like, I hate this. I'm gonna hate bottoming.
It's really worse than a finger, though. So I'm trying to put a finger in my butt. I'm
finger is by far the worst. Yeah.
Go away. But I don't know. I was getting good at it for a minute, and then after this, I'm sure I'll get it back. But I find like I was talking to Jake Daniel, and we're just like, who's pretty straight, and He's like, just like it's usually the toughest guy bottoms. I'm like, find that, especially with like the straightest guys. It's like I end up I'm like, I want to work with this guy. He's top only. Fuck, I guess I take one for the team.
Yeah.
I do that a lot.
Yeah, I worked with Jake once. We did a group collab in Vegas at the last Gavians, not this one, at the last one. And it was me, him, his friend, I forget his name now, the big muscle guy. Yeah, I don't
Rhino's never
remember.
been to Vegas, I don't think.
Not Rhino. Rhino wasn't. I worked with Rhino like right when he started, but this was before that. And what was the other guy's name? Frankie, do you remember the other guy's name? David. It was David. David, the big muscle guy. Yeah. And then Roman Mercury.
He's in town here. Yeah, I bumped into him at my buddy's house the other day.
No, Roman died a month after that collab.
I'm thinking of Roman Todd is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
Roman Mercury. I have a story about Roman Mercury. It's sad, but fucking
yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah, I was trying to get him, but my buddy Mark Hirsch, he's a photographer. He's like, Mark, you got to get your meth thing under control. People are talking. It's bad. Like, no one wants to fuck you. I was like, and me and Roman were like plotting it because he was in San Clemente. I was in San Diego, and he kept hollering. And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And then he flaked on me once. I flaked on him once, and I could tell he was tweaked out. And I was like, I came at him with some heart, and I was like, brother, I know what's going on. Like, he didn't remember we talked about this a couple times. He told me what was going on. His husband died and stuff. And people are telling us we should work together because we're both like the Speed Brothers and fucking cool. I don't want to be known like that. I'm like, let's go to rehab together and we'll fucking creep around rehab and do like collab. We'll fuck each other in rehab. But I want to get this. I don't want to do. He died 10 days later after he told me like, I don't know why you're coming at me like this, Mark. I don't have a problem. Like, it's bullshit.
Yeah, well, that's what's funny. When I talked with him about sobriety when we did our collab a little bit, and he was like kind of hinting that he needed to stop. And like he was just kind of saying, but he did the thing where he's like, I just party too hard. You know, when they say that, but it like you can just kind of tell it's more than just that. And like, yeah, you like some people party. Like I partied too when I used, but like you took the parties away, I would have still done it. You know, I would have found an excuse to do it. And I think it was real. I never posted the collab because, I just felt weird like posting a collab with someone who died. And yeah, I just shelved it. So, but yeah, no, we've lost quite a few people since I've started. I feel like we've lost probably like at least a dozen.
Really? How long you been around?
In the business, 2 years.
Oh, you're new too.
Yeah, I'm pretty new. I've done it all in 2 years. I was a whore for 2 years. But
I danced one time. I did a bunch of time in prison. And I met a guy in prison who was like, hit me up when you get out. You want to be a dick dancer? I was like, give it a go. And it was in Detroit, in the hood, the only gay club in Detroit. And fucking, I did not like. I have no moves, man.
Was it Pronto's?
Pronto's doesn't have dancers, I don't think. But
Pronto's has hired me for dancing. They fucking flew me out. Yeah, Pronto's flew me out and paid me like $600 a night to dance there.
Detroit sucks. It's terrible. It's so ghetto.
No, the club I did like though is the next day. So I would hit Pronto's first, and then they drove me over to Akron. They drove me over to Akron, Ohio, and there was a club there, a big club. It was like one of the only gay ones in town in Akron. And I think I forget the name of it, but it was huge. And they did the same thing. They paid me to do a dance show there. And that was one of my favorite places to dance. That big gay club in the little town of Akron, Ohio.
I heard it's a dump.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
right.
That's why the club scene's so dope though, because everything else sucks. Like
the gay communities out back home, I'm like, they're a little hinged. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. The most dedicated fans I've had, like, were always in like these small town areas or the Midwest type of places. Like if I go out to like Akron, Ohio, like people were driving from Baltimore to come see me.
That's cool.
But when I go to like Florida, like people are like, he's 20 minutes away. It's too far. Like, because there's a million famous creators in Florida. So you're not anything special when you're out there. It feels
West Hollywood.
like.
Cool. If you go in West Hollywood, you feel famous. I get high fives and fucking doors held open all the time. It's pretty sweet. But
That's why I haven't been to West Hollywood a lot. I did live in Santa Monica for 5 years, but
that's where I lived right before. Do you like it?
No,
I hated it. Dude.
I hated it.
Hated
I
it.
worked. You know the Equinox on the promenade? That's where I worked.
You didn't work. How did you live there and not go to Gold's though? That's crazy.
I did. I worked out at Gold's, and I made my money at Equinox.
I loved Gold's. That was the only thing I liked about that town.
Venice. Yeah, but it's not even Gold's in the time from 2016 to 2020 when I left. It lost its edge a little bit because it became like an influencer gem where like when I first started going there was still like it was mostly legends, like the old school bodybuilder guys and the powerlifter guys. And then by the end, I just see a bunch of chicks with tripods everywhere.
I don't mind tripods. I remember that was one of my favorite days. I remember like Mike O'Hearn gave me a fist bump on the way, and then I had Arnold Schwarzenegger. Then you set a bench, and I stood up, and this chick that I've been like fucking fantasizing about on Instagram for like the last 2 years is like ass is right in front of me. I'm like, all right, well, he's not so bad. Like, but it is bad though.
You and Mike O'Hearn look like y'all could be related a little bit.
A little bit. Nice thing to say. Thank you, Crush. Handsome motherfucker.
Yeah, he looks like an alien to me because he's like too perfect.
He's looking a little funny as he gets older, but still handsome.
Yeah, is he still selling duck eggs?
I don't know, but I don't like how he claims he's natural and he's clearly fucking not.
Well, he's part of. Okay, here's one thing though. I will say that his generation of like gym celebrities, like The Rock, him, all them, like.
I don't know too.
Like it was so taboo to say you did steroids back then, and then they obviously did that, and then when it kind of changed in the last 10-15 years, where like now everyone's pretty open about it, like they couldn't really like change their position because they for like 10 years were like adamant that they don't do it, and then if they came out
old and has things running up and down his neck and like it's like. Is the average American that stupid that you're going to believe he's natural? He looks like he's made in a lab.
I know. I haven't been natural for 5 years. I don't care if people
open about it. I tell everybody, like, what's your cycle like, Mark? I'm like, hey, here's exactly what it is. Like, no smart ass. Like,
yeah. Yeah, no, I know. I talk about it. I was at Equinox in 2016, 2017. No, it was 2018 when I started. I like people were like astonished that I was open about it. Like I was like, yeah, I do tests. I think I was only doing tests then, and I was like, yeah, I do tests, and people were like, what? Like, are you sure you want to tell people you do that? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, it is who what I don't know. Like, I don't know why I would need to hide it.
Same policy I have with what I'm doing, like my porn stuff. It's like I'm not doing
do that too. People are like, yeah, like why are you so open about doing porn? And I'm like, I don't see a problem with it. If you have a problem with it, that's your problem.
I don't even like it when guys are DL gay. I'm like, you're not doing anything wrong. You're making the rest of us look like we're doing something. Like guys that wear masks, DL guys. I'm like, we're not doing anything wrong. Take the fucking mask off and smile at the camera, you pussy. Fucking same with these DL guys. I'm like, live your life. If you're gay, fucking, you get one life. But you're really gonna spend it in hiding? It's pathetic. Like,
I wanted to. This is one question I wanted to ask you more than anything else.
Good.
What did you, when you started doing all this and kind of being public and open about kind of being like fluid but straight, what were you expecting the reaction was going to be from just the general public? And then what was it? And then what was it actually like? Because mine was very different. Like there's a stark contrast between what I expected and what actually happened.
So I didn't start with like the porn stuff. It was like, well, how he blew up was I did 10 years in prison, right? And I was sitting in, and I don't look like it, right? So I'm sitting in a hot tub, and I was probably 50 pounds heavier than I am now, like way more juiced up. And I'd sit in the hot tub and be like, here's about the time I stabbed a guy in the face. And all nonchalant, and I intentionally did it with like a very like candid style that like people are like, he's full of shit. This guy never did no time in prison. Look at him. And then they started Googling me, and like I put my prison number down, and they're like, whoa, he did. And it's so that honesty really just works, you know. Especially it's like,
I agree. There's not a lot of it out there right now with social media.
No, it's refreshing, and like I think even though I've like lived through 10 years of prison, the other like 20 of addiction, and it's like I was never a bad guy though. I always did my best. Crack made it hard to like be a good person. I stole a lot of shit.
I agree. Yeah. Well, when you're addicted, like your reptilian brain takes over.
Yeah, even though with meth, I think crack made me like something about crack. Maybe just I would steal and lie. Meth made me more like incapable and just like pathetic. But
really,
I found it. Yeah, I just wanted to just jerk off all day for like hours. Days would pass and I get one nut off. Like you probably could have done that 20 times and enjoyed yourself quite a few times, but it's just. But I still don't think it was a bad guy. I think it was mentally ill. But I still called my mom every day and like. But I was never
makes you a good guy calling your mom every day.
Call your mom every day. Call your mom. Everybody at home. Remember,
everybody call your mom.
Stop and call your mother. No, and I think to that point, it's like when you're afflicted, when you're going through addiction, and you're still a good person, but you're sick, you have a really hard time looking down on anybody else. And I lived that way for a long time. And stack prison on top of that, I never thought being gay was anything wrong. In fact, I was like, I'd much rather be gay than be a drug addict any day of the week. You know, I remember telling it to my father.
I'd rather be gay than a lot of things, man, to be honest.
I don't like how
gay doesn't like, because like, especially once I entered the community through AA, which I accidentally went to a gay meting when I got sober. Yeah, and like that was my first exposure to the gay community. I was 25. I had almost zero exposure to it, if any, honestly. Like I maybe knew a gay guy, but like I never went to a gay bar or gay event or like saw more than one gay person at a time at somewhere. So like I knew nothing about the community except for what like people said, and like I immediately was like, oh, these people they figured something out that the rest of the society hasn't figured out. And I think it's because they came out. And when you think about what coming out is, it's just, you're going, I'm just going to be myself. Like that's like, take away the sexuality thing. Coming out is essentially just saying, I'm just going to be myself. Fuck everybody else. And a lot of the rest of the world has never had that moment. You know, like of like, just fuck it, I'm going to be myself. It's more authentic.
Yeah. I don't know, but I think with addiction, at some point you got to tell people what you're going through. It's very similar to coming out.
Yeah.
You know, but
there's people who have a problem with me openly talking about being sober. Like they're like, you shouldn't tell people that. And I'm like, I mean, like there's probably half the world has an addiction problem. Like you go out there, you look at most people and you're just like, you kind of drink a lot, or like you kind of, you know, and it's like if we just keep it a secret forever, like none of these people are gonna, like, we're gonna pretend like it's like a weird, a problem that only a few people have, and that's what keeps a lot of people from getting sober.
Right, and we need to quit doing that, like stuff that we're making people feel bad about stuff that they really should not. You're an addict, you need to fix that. But should you feel like you're a horrible person for being that way? No, you're sick. Not to say like addiction and homosexuality are like similar in that sense. They're not sick, but like they're not doing anything wrong. Like I don't like these gay guys that are like, we're so naughty, like, and be like, we're different. No, you're having sex. It doesn't matter how it goes.
Yeah, like, as long as you're not hurting anybody, who cares?
I'm like,
you know, like you're not doing anything illegal and you're not hurting anybody. Who cares? And you're not like doing it to animals, but like, you know, who cares? And I don't really care.
In prison, they were usually guys that fucked a kid and then they like try to cover it up.
Like, see, that's an example of when we should have a problem with it. That's like, but if me and you hooked up, like, like no one should really give a shit because like it's not affecting anyone in a negative way. You know?
There's even gay guys make it's not like, yeah, I'm gay and it's like, and I'm like kind of a rebel for that or something. No, it's the way you are. We got to quit looking at it like it's a deviant behavior. It's like different. You know, I don't like that. you know, and the gay community does it themselves a little bit sometimes. I feel like that's got to stop. Like at some point, like, yeah, you're 30. I probably shouldn't say that, but I don't like that. Like the same. I don't like the masked people. It's like you're making it look like we're doing something wrong, doing porn, and then you're making it look like we're doing something wrong because we're gay. You're doing both. You're very ashamed of what you're doing if you have a mask on. Who wears masks? Bank robbers. People that are afraid to be like known. I don't like that. I'm like, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm doing porn at the highest level with a smile on my face, and you should too. Fucking, I don't want to. The mask thing really disgusts me. I will never film with anybody with a mask.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things that drew me to you originally was like you're just kind of like fuck it, like this is who I am, flaws and all. And like the other thing is like I feel like you're actually a part of the community.
Yeah, I don't have
Like,
many street anymore.
yeah, like but you know how there's some people where it's like they're coming in to make money and then getting out right away.
There's very few guys like that though. The whole gay for face
Yeah.
stigma is not correct. Most of the
Yeah.
guys,
But
as they
there
would
are
call-
some guys like that, and it's very prominent with the strippers.
yeah, maybe that's why.
And then there's some in the adult content industry that are like that, and I get the vibe from them pretty quickly. Like I can tell sometimes.
Yeah. I know one. He's a very prominent guy. He looks like he's having a bad time every time he's at an award show or anything, and I'm like, smile.
Yeah,
These
like
people-
I can feel it like when we do our collab, like if I collab with them or something, like I can feel it. It's like it's more rigid than it needs to be. And like it feels a little like, and then like even when I'm like, because like I don't know, like I said, like I don't like I most of my friends are gay too, like you said. Like I'm not like have a whole straight friend circle and then I just come here to work. That's what I don't like. Like you just come here to work and then you go back to your straight friends and it's like I see that I've seen that quite a few times and then it's like they present and here's how I saw it. Originally, both when I was dancing and when I started in this industry, a lot of people thought I was just gay for pay. And so I think they felt comfortable kind of talking to me with that angle.
yeah.
And then I was like, hey, like, I didn't say it, but I was just kind of like, that's not me. Like, I'm pretty fluid and I love the gay community and that's my community. I have a flag, like, you know, like I consider myself queer on some level. Queer is a much more broad, you know what I mean?
About that either. I don't like that word though.
Yeah, some people don't like it.
But I hate it. It's the worst. I'm not going to call myself fucking queer. I played Smear the Queer in middle school and I don't like that
I
word.
agree with you. I agree with you. Like but I do think the connotation has changed. And it's one of those things where like it depends how you say it. Like I won't say the F word. That one's too harsh for me. Like I've had bottoms be like, I love it when you say that to me while you top me, and I'm like, sorry, like that's not. I'm not doing it. Like,
I hate it.
Yeah,
no,
but
guys that want like these race play guys want to say like even worse shit, and I'm like, absolutely not. In fact, go see somebody.
Absolutely not. It's not the way I look.
I don't have that hate in my heart. I can't even fake it. Like,
I know I can't fake hate either, dude.
It's not healthy, and we shouldn't be promoting that anyway. Like, check those people with some love and be like, dude, you never even think how you're getting off. It's a little weird, dude. Like, no, I don't even really like particularly like intense degrading porn, like someone getting fisted while they're crying or something. I'm like,
yeah, I don't either. I'm very protective. I'm a like protective dom. Like, I'm not a like I want to degrade you dom. I'm a like I'm more like I'll dom, but like if it comes down to it, I'm going to be more protective than anything. Like I'm very protective of drag queens. Like whenever, because a lot of people come after drag queens, and I'm like, don't touch my girls, bro. Do not touch my girls. Like leave the they're the gatekeepers.
You ever go to Hamburger Mary's?
I have, yeah.
Love it. It makes such good burgers, but I'm like you got to pay $20 to watch the drag show. I'm like,
I don't think Hamburger Mary's is the best drag shows though.
Why are they always heavy set? I don't like fat people, and they're always these big husky broads, and I'm like, not into it. Like, whereas
stop fat shaming, dude.
I'm sorry, but we shouldn't. It's like promoting smoking. Like fucking, it's not healthy. It's
Yeah,
not
I
hot.
agree.
It's not healthy. It's like you don't have to be mean to them, but and I'm being a little. I'm saying it with like a smile on my face. But yes, you're fat out there, guys.
I'm
Do your
not
best.
saying being fat is healthy. Not what I'm saying. I don't like that either. When people try to like, it's like when people pretended vegan was healthy. I was like, that's bullshit.
I hate it. I
Like,
hate
it's
it.
absolutely the same with, but it was the same with the carnivore diet. Carnivore diet was fucking bullshit. Also,
You're gonna
the
look good though.
for a minute, but you can't do it for very long.
You're gonna break down in the middle of the night and eat 30 bags of chips.
Yeah, no, I think the carnivore diet, the recent studies have shown that after a certain period, I can't remember if it was like 6 months or a year, that's when it starts being bad for your health. It's
Fucks
like
your liver up, right?
you're
It's not good.
supposed to do it as you can do it as like a short-term diet to like eliminate carbs, just like they did with keto, right? Like you can do keto, but it's only good for you for like a short period of time, and only if you like are overweight and need to lose weight. Where like losing weight is the number one priority, like that's the number one thing affecting your health. But if you're in pretty good shape already, it's definitely not the most optimal diet.
No.
And like you have to. This is so I was the same as you, so I'm going to challenge you on this.
Good.
I was the same as you for a long time. Like I judged fat people for a very long part of my life.
I don't judge them. I just give them shit.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I judged them, and someone once told me something that it took a while for me to like comprehend it, and it might take you a while too. But you know how you struggled with meth or with drugs, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how difficult it is to explain that to someone that doesn't have an addiction?
Right.
Or for them to even understand it. Now imagine if your problem was food. You don't have that problem. I don't have that problem. I will never understand. And like, here's the thing, me and you, we can stop doing meth and never do it again. If you have a emotional food problem, you still have to eat every day. So like, imagine if it was like, like you still have to do a little meth every day. Like, so I think, especially in America, like I think the reason why I'm not fat is because I grew up I was a child in South Africa. And in South Africa, when I was a kid, it was apartheid. We didn't have American or European products, right? So when I moved to the US, I think I was like 11 years old. I developed no emotional connections with any of the foods here. And when I go home to South Africa, I get fat really fast because I have an emotion. This is like my hometown foods.
What's their food like there? What's like their main dish? What's their hamburger?
We don't have like a main. Biltong is like one of our things. It's our jerky that we make.
It's a what? Beef jerky?
It's
biltong. I had that. That's good.
Yeah, like that's a staple of the country. But I gained 14 pounds in 7 days the first week when I was there last year.
You're how big, Crush? I think you're a little bit bigger than me. You're like 6'5", 270.
Well, right now I'm at 260. I'm trimming down for the movie. But yeah, I usually like December I was 300 almost. But it wasn't trim. It was husky. And right now I'm like 260, but I'm kind of lean. I'm probably like 10%. But yeah, with the like always understand that your problem, God gave you the problem of drugs. Some people he gave the problem of food. And I actually truly believe, as someone who I never struggled with weight. And generally people in my family didn't either. So it's not even like I wasn't even like around it. But like, I think dealing with, if you have and then there's hormones, like me and you have decent hormones at least, and we regulate them. But like when I was a PT, I would say when I sent my clients to get their hormones done, 2 out of 3 of them had bad hormones, like a thyroid problem, something. And usually when we fixed that was already 50% of the battle.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have a lot more empathy. Like, and the other thing I'll say is like, you have to remember, like when people who watch us, a lot of times they idolize us. and you don't want to belittle them for that problem the same way people shouldn't, like you just told me, shouldn't belittle you
Fuck
for
shit.
your drug use or for you going to prison, right? You shouldn't think of it as like a superiority thing. It's just a different problem that you don't understand because you don't have to deal with it and you've never had to deal with it. And it took me, I think I was 32 before I finally, like, it clicked. When like I was sober like 7 years, and like I was so adamant about, like, I used to say things like, "Oh, that's a sign of their character," like they're lazy, something like that, or like it's, if someone's fat, that's like a sign of their character. And the truth is, it's just that segment that they struggle with in their life, because there's a lot of people that are overweight that don't have drug addiction issues or alcoholism issues. Or they're not as lazy as you. They're more productive. They're more focused on something else. They might have, it's more of a, like, we all have different skill sets and we all have different strengths and weaknesses. And yours was, you have a mental health issue and you have a drug addiction issue. And so was mine.
I don't know.
I don't know if that makes sense to you. I did want to challenge you on that, but somebody had to challenge me on it.
No, I love fat people. Heavyset people. I was just talking to like the world's most famous heavyset porn star, and I now I feel so guilty. But
Santana.
Yeah,
I love him. He is the nicest, sweetest fucking guy ever, dude.
He is. It's this girl that I was talking to, the same girl that like kind of got the one that introduced me to the shitty straight porn star guy, but she hit me up yesterday, and her name's Santana. And I accidentally sent her a video from the gym, like, "What's up, Santana? How you doing?" And I sent it to Santana XL on accident. And he's like, "What's up, Mark?" And he is the sweetest guy.
He's the sweetest, nicest guy.
Yeah, he puts the nicest things on Twitter, and he's very thoughtful.
He doesn't have an ego. That's what I love about him.
He is a sweetheart. I wanted to do like a white men can't jump thing with him on the Venice boardwalk, where like I'm playing basketball and he's like cheerleading for me. Then we go, somehow gets into the bedrooms. But
that would be an epic scene for
sure. Time for the B-reel shit. I'm like, I really want to do a B-reel with you. And we're gonna I think we're gonna see him in Expiz in Miami.
Yeah, that's where I first saw him, but we didn't talk. I didn't even know who he was. Like I was like brand new into the industry and I had no idea who anyone was. But then we finally met and talked again at Grabby's or Gavien's a little bit later, and then we finally just now collabed. And it was great. He's fantastic to work with, to collab with. Like he's just super professional, super nice. The vibes are just awesome. Like I'm all about the vibes now. Like I hate that word vibes, but like I don't know how else to describe it.
You can't really. It's unavoidable now. It's in.
I'm all about the fucking vibes. Like it's just like I like it when it's like easy to hang out with somebody. That's my vibe. Like I just.
And it's however like is like. We're always straightish guys. We tend to tease a lot. Like, usually, I don't know. Do you play rugby in South Africa, Chris?
A little bit. Street rugby, mostly.
Rugby is like the teasing the sport. It's like if you're not getting fucked with by your teammates, it means they hit your guts and just back it up. But like, it does not. I do this. I tease all my friends to death. If I love you, I tease. Gay community doesn't really play that. Same thing. The French don't really tease. Gay community doesn't really like a lot of teasing.
Oh, you should see my Discord. You should see Ian, the one guy in my Discord. He eats me alive every day.
There's a lot of different sorts, but
my Discord's, you would love it.
I've got 2 different Discord accounts, and I just never get it.
Yeah, well, we posted some of your links in there, and like they already were like, some of them knew who you were, some of them didn't, and like did your research. But my Discord's like a little like it's like its own little beast, its own little community. Yeah. It's so much easier for me to communicate. Like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that, like it feels very much just like you put it on the wall and then it goes into the void, after some time. It's not really like a conversation. We're like on Discord, like I feel like we can like grow, like we can start with something and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Like we just started game night where like everybody goes into one room on the Discord and they all play card games together and stuff. We just hang out in there, and it's like that's way better. This too, like what we're doing right now, to me is way better content than making like dumb reels for Instagram or like stupid posts on Twitter, because like this is actually like more engaging, like
fun.
It's more what I want to do.
How many people are watching now, Chris? Yes.
We have 12 on Twitch. Let me open up. I have to open up Twitter separately.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a whiz real quick and
go do your thing.
Right back.
I have 293 on Twitter. You guys have any questions you want me to ask him when he comes back? Yeah, shoot your questions if you have questions. He's got an epic chair, you got to admit. That chair makes my chair look very boring. The chair is everything. The chair is like, his chair is like a drag queen. My chair is like just some guy in a business suit. He is the princess for sure.
What'd you say to me?
Chair. They said it's a princess chair.
It's my my roommates. He does makeup for like Hilton and shit.
He does Paris Hilton's makeup.
He's got, oh my gosh! I was like in the guest room, and I'm hear a girl's voice out there, and he's doing makeup, and I hear someone say LAX. I'm like, I go on and say it was Aubrey Kate, and she was mad at me because her and Austin were mad at me.
Austin Summers.
Austin Rex. No, Austin Summers is cool. I just collab with her. And but no, she hit me up for a collab, and we're playing phone tag on Twitter. And I was like, "You want to do it this weekend, Mark?" I'm like, "Sure, let's fuck." And Austin was like, "You can't talk to my woman that way." And I'm like, "My bad. I think we were gonna fuck when we collab, though." And she was mad. They're both mad that I used my verbiage. And I come out, and I met Austin when I got kicked out of the straight porn house. I was staying at Justin Icecox for like 3 or 4 days, and so is he. And I shouldn't blab all this shit out, actually. I'm talking too much. But we became good homies. And I went up to him. I'm like, "Yo, I'm really sorry I said that to your missus. And I'm just sorry I worded it that way." And we became the best of homies immediately. And we collabed. We're going to the gym every day. He's just the best guy. And and we got a collab with Aubrey that just dropped. And
you haven't done much straight porn, have you?
I'm not going to put myself out there for $200. Kiss my ass. Didn't pay anything. And it's like, I don't want to be the accessory. I want to be the main guy. Like, I proudly tell people, like, I do gay porn. And they're like, "Why like gay porn?" I'm like, "I'm fucking handsome. I don't do straight porn like some dumb fucking." Like, how many times do you see the guy's face in straight porn? I was watching it with this trans chick, Bailey Archer. We were talking about this. She thought it was funny. I'm like, let's watch Brazzers. The guy's face for a total of 30 seconds. I'm a face guy, and that's like my strength. I'm not a dick guy. I'd say you're a body guy.
I've worked with a lot of girls, and I have noticed that it's hard for them to understand that, like, even when I make straight porn, it's like I'm catering it to men, and like they want to see me, and they're just like, they think I'm just like a stunt dick, and I'm like, no.
Glorious for the guy.
Like, you can, like, that's not, this is like, I cherish every one of my nuts. Like, it's either going in my girlfriend or it's going on camera. Like, it's not, like, I don't have a lot of time other than that to nut anywhere else. So, like, I'm not just nutting for, like, unless you're like a good friend of mine and you just need help, which there's a handful of girls like that. but even then it's like a professional setting, you know, like, and like, I do feel like on the straight side, like it's almost like you're just a piece of meat there, you know, like that they're using, and like no one really cares about you. And then a lot of the girls, especially on the East Coast, a lot of the girls, if they know you do straight porn, they won't work with you.
Well, they don't trust you as much. They know.
They always bring up STDs, and I'm like, we're all on prep, and we get tested just as much.
I mean,
like,
if you do gay porn, you said straight porn. Like,
yeah. All the girls, if you do, all the girls on the straight side, on the East Coast especially, if they know you've done gay porn, they won't work with you.
Only time I ever got an STD was from a straight porn scene I did. I got it from this
The only
Asian
STD
chick.
I've ever got in my life was from a girl.
I mean, we
I've
saw
never got an STD from anything gay I've ever done.
You know, I don't really sleep with people that aren't in the industry anymore. To be honest,
I don't do a lot of stuff off camera either. Like me and my girlfriend are open, like we're in an open relationship, but like between the collabs and then me and her fucking, there's not a lot of time or energy to fuck anybody else.
No.
Like I think I did 100 collabs my first year.
A ton.
It's like one every 3 days. I'm still.
Well, you sure you're not gay, Crunch?
Huh?
You said you sure you're not gay?
I'm not sure. I'm the definition of confused. Like, you know, when people say he's confused, like that's.
I would. Let's stop the whole argument though and be like,
it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Get down the argument in general and just be like, so
what? Oh, fiance. Sorry, my girl just came in here to yell at me and say that I'm calling her. She's my fiance. I just hate that word.
Congratulations, you guys. I'm a mouthful, my fiance.
I don't like French words. I'm sorry. I don't like French words.
I taught myself French when I was in prison. I love French words.
My last name's French, so I feel like I'm allowed to talk shit about it. But like
the future, right?
Huh?
I think it means like the future in French.
What?
Pretty good French. Your last name, I think in French that means like the future coming or something like that.
No, it's actually more. It's French Flemish. So there's a weird dialect between Flemish and French that's a mix of those two, and they think the origin means you have nothing. And because in South Africa, a lot of the original settlers of South Africa were not colonists.
They were Dutch, yeah.
They were shipmates that just stayed in Africa because they would port there and then keep going to India, and they would just stay there. And then they had like no government, no like anything. They were they were called voortrekkers. And so my mom's side especially are like super redneck. Never liked Britain, never liked any part of like the colonialization of South Africa. They just wanted to live there and like be left alone. And they're like the last names were all names that because they didn't have last names when they landed in South Africa. The British came, colonized, and forced them to pick a last name. And so a lot of them would just make up shit. Yeah. And like I have cousins, I think. Huh?
An Ellis Island type thing, like real name's and like your new name's Porto. Like,
yeah, there's last names like Kukummer, which is slang for it means cucumber, but it's slang for I have a big dick, and and it was to fuck with the British when the British were like pick a last name, and they're like Kukummer, like, and they wrote it down, and it's been the last name of the family ever since.
I've got a terrible last name. In fact, I'm changing it to LAX as soon as I get like a little bit of free time.
I've considered changing my name to my stage name.
I'm going to do that. I'm so close to my family. They support what I do. They love it. And I'm like,
I was going to ask you about that because my family's pretty supportive too.
I was in so much trouble when I was in like my 20s. I went to prison 3 times. And I was like, constantly getting arrested. I played college football, and I was, decently known for that. I got a brother that played pro. And it was like, I was always fucking up. They put my name in the paper, and it's like, if you Google me, it's all this bad shit. So I'm like, I'm going to give my dad a break. Now when you Google me, it's like, gay porn star, also known as, and I'm like, poor dad. First it's a crime, now it's gay porn. And I'm like, let's just give
the same. I got in so much trouble. I was in I never went to American prison, but I was facing a lot of time and I was like, I had warrants for 4 years and I was facing a ton of time for violent crimes. And when I got sober, obviously I like let go of violence and everything. And now my dad's like, as long as you're sober and you're not doing anything harmful or illegal, I do not give a shit what you do. Do as much porn as you want. I don't care. He's just like,
that's pretty. Your fam's pretty cool with the porn stuff then?
They love it. They actually love it. And they love that and they also love that it's gay porn. Like they're actually, because they love the gay community too. Like they had their own little experience with the gay community, and they like had a bunch of gay friends, and they love the community, and they're like, oh, they totally get why I lean more towards that community.
Wouldn't you say, Crush, that the gay porn community is much healthier and like than the straight thing?
Yes, 1,000%.
It's not. I heard a bad stat that we're losing 4 girls to suicide alone in LA every year. And it's like
just in LA?
In LA. I'm like, it's rotten. I'm like, and I noticed like you see like new coming girls in like the straight side of things, they kind of step on their head and try to keep them down. When I was coming up, I had guys at the top that were trying to like pull me up, like this guy's good, get him. And like I noticed,
dude, that's what I noticed. Like I was brand new, 10,000 followers on Twitter. You know, and like Derek Cage was like, I want to collab with you. Teddy Bryce, I want to collab with you. Braxton Cruz, like Santana, who were all like, I would love to work with you. And they post me and all this shit. And I was like, I'm a nobody, because the first porn convention I went to was XBiz. And it's mostly straight creators, right? And like I had like 30,000 or 40,000 followers on Twitter at the time, which at XBiz is more than a lot of people there.
Yeah.
And like there's some of the big ones, but like it's much harder, I think, to break out in the straight porn community because they don't lift each other up.
No.
It's like they're constantly competing, and like it's all about the women, and like the women are like catty with each other, and then they have like the ones that do kind of make it, they have an ego, you know, like they think they're this big hot shot. Not all of them. I know a bunch of them that are amazing, but the overall atmosphere, I totally agree. And it's the same with the gay side. Like I think the overall atmosphere is very positive, but we still have like some, you know, studios, some creators that are a little bit toxic. So it's not like a complete like black and white comparison, but I do feel overall, especially as a man, the gay community is significantly more welcoming, but also they're like my girlfriend, the studios are all happy when she comes on set. They fly her out too.
That's cool.
Like, because she helps out. Like, she's like a PA on the sets. Like, Raging has her out whenever I come, and she helps them with the PA stuff. And like, they don't, none of the creators care that she's there. Like, they love her. Everybody in the gay community loves her. She's like the house mom of like the gay porn community. And like, where like on the straight side, like I did one straight studio scene when I first started. And I'm not going to say the studio, but it was a very big studio. The vibe was really weird. Like even the way they interacted with the women, I was like,
it's not friendly.
If I was a girl, I would feel intimidated a little bit here. You know, which like I've never felt intimidated at a gay studio, no matter how big it was. Like I've never felt like pressure or intimidation or like uncomfortable. I've always felt like, oh, like I love being here. This is a great group of people, you know. And where like when I was there, there was like they were filming like a bunch of scenes all over this big house, and like the vibe was just weird. It wasn't as welcoming. I don't know how to explain it.
My last straight experience, I was staying at Howard's house in Fort Lauderdale. He's, you want to do a straight one today? I was like, yeah, sure. And I don't like that thing on your lip, Mark. You in a fight or something? And I was like, I don't know, something on my lip. And he's like, all right, just go. It's gonna be fine. And I remember because I had one shot of Trimix left, and I used it for a collab the night before, and I'm like, I need that. And it's fucking, I remember I slept with a boner that night and I woke up trying to get the same fucking, trying to use
Oh
the same,
no.
and it's still there. And I'm like, let's go. Fucking, I'm like racing against the clock. So I'm like, this thing can't have much life left in it. And starting to hurt too. And I'm like, I'm just going to plow through it and do it. And then this thing on my lip, they're like, get the fuck out. How dare you show up with this? And I'm like, nice way to say that. It didn't look that bad. I wouldn't have showed up if it was hideous. But they were like so fucking like, called my agent and were like, why would you sign them? They charged them $200. And like, you know, the money changing hands for the boys in free porn is pretty pathetic too. And I don't want to make it sound like I'm the gay for pay guy all about money, but I'm like, all right, putting my naked ass on the internet, like fucking, I need more than, I think I was making $300. I need more than like a pat on the ass and lay a hot girl for like
Who
fucking.
paid you? Wait, the Straight Studio paid you $300, $200.
The one with the fucking was like offering nothing because I remember that I turned a bunch down. No, that wasn't that one because I don't know what I was getting for that one because I didn't do it. But fucking, there was one in LA that Howard sent to me, and I was like, okay, so it pays that, but I had to pay for my own test and I had to get myself across LA.
So you're losing money.
And by the time I broke it all down, I'm making $270. I'm like, I'm not going to go do porn for $270. It's pathetic. Like, I gotta love myself a little bit. I'm like, what's the goal? 10 grand?
You know what like Raging has been doing lately? Raging Stallion? They
No.
share the content with you.
Yeah, they did tell me that. Who's this? The guy just reached out to me. I was still in the hospital when he hit me.
Steve Cruz?
It might have been Steve Cruz.
Yeah,
But
so they're doing this thing where if like they'll either hire you for the full movie or just for certain scenes in the movie because they make like full movies, right, with multiple scenes in it. Like if you are in one of the main scenes, you get paid full industry price for that, but you can't share that. But then usually there's sub scenes within there, and all the sub scenes they pay you half industry price, which is still a good amount. So you'll do like 3-4 scenes in a week. So it's a good pay at the end of the week.
What do they shoot at, Chris?
They usually do like Palm Springs.
Yeah, that's what they wanted me to go to Palm Springs.
Yeah, and then like 2 or 3 of the movies they give to you after 1 month, like after it's been on their site for a month, and then you can post it on your OF and stuff.
They pay way better than men.com too. Men.com I thought was like I thought it was kind of an honor to shoot for men. I thought they had the best looking guys.
That's why I struggled to go to Montreal. Montreal, they don't want to pay very well. No? Like they pay you in Canadian, and I'm like, like the same rate, but in Canadian.
They'll let you into Canada. They won't even let me into Canada. It's no.
I get detained every time.
Dude,
I'm just super honest, and then they let me through because I'm honest and I don't lie. But like.
Look again at that. I heard Montreal's quite a place, though. I heard it's cool.
I like Montreal.
I heard it's nice.
Like the porn industry there they're milling so much out all the time, and there's so many creators there. There's so many creators there that they don't have to pay as much. And then also like because they're paying in Canadian, like they don't like the cost of living here is obviously higher. So it's not as good of a pay. Like, but when the Canadians come down to the US, they're making really good money compared to what they make up there. Because the studios here, especially like Raging, Kink pays really well, in my opinion.
What umbrella is Kink? Kink is part of Raging, and that's
no. Kink is its own thing. Kink has like multiple websites, obviously, like a lot of them. They have Bound Gods, which is 2 guys. Then they have like Divine Mistresses, which is it could be a girl doming a guy, or it could be a trans girl doming a guy. And then they have Girl on Girl, and they have websites for just about every category for BDSM, and they pay the same across the board. Like, so like if you do one of their straight scenes, they pay you the same as if when you do one of their gay scenes.
Cool.
Yeah. And they pay well. They pay the industry, the high end of the industry standard for the US. Right. So like you're not leaving under $1,000 there. Like you're leaving over $1,000, and they pay for flights. The only thing they don't pay for is your test. But usually what I'll do then is I'll get I'll call another Vegas studio and like ASG Max or something and be like, hey, can you book me for the same week and pay for my test? And then I use that test to go do kink. Like so it ends up being the same fine anyway.
They got this thing in Vegas now. It's called clear testing, and they're way better than talent testing. It's $400 a month.
Talent testing, I don't like. Talent testing is super expensive, and they got me on a false positive. So I tested positive for anal gonorrhea, and like I had never bottomed or even got my ass eaten at that time. This was like right when I started, and I was like, how is that possible? And they're like, our tests are really good, like, and I was like, okay. So I immediately went to a same day clinic where you can pay like $200 and they give you a same day result. I immediately went there because they have to test you and then to give you the shot. And they tested me and they're like, there's nothing here. And their test was definitely more comprehensive. Like they took way more blood. Like they had the machine in-house, so they didn't have to ship it anywhere. And they're like, your test came back all negative. And I was like, can you give me the shot anyway? Because this other, just so that I can go be 100% sure when I go retest. Because Talent lets you test again within 24 hours. And if they're wrong, they'll refund you the money. And that's what happened. So I got tested again the next day, passed the test. And I was like, you realize that you almost just lost me like $5,000 in scenes because like I got the test on a Friday and my scene was on Wednesday. And so like I just barely was able to get it in time to have it for the next Wednesday. But like it's made it so that like now before I ever go to Talent, I go get tested by someone else first. Like, because there's like a clinic here in Houston that does a more comprehensive test. Like they test for more things for free, and they give you Prep and Doxy for free. And so I do that first, and then I'll go to Talent because I know if I pass their test, if I go to Talent and it comes back false positive, I know it's a fake because then I can present them with the other test. But it hasn't happened again since.
Last time I went to talent testing, they fucking failed to get I was there on time, past the cutoff date, and they just got lazy and didn't submit it in time. They're like, "Oh, we got to do it tomorrow." I'm like, "I didn't need it tomorrow. That's why I got there at this time, motherfucker." And they're like, "Sorry."
And they also have to ship everything to Florida. So if you get tested here in Texas, they have to ship it to Florida. So it's like, it takes longer than it should. Like, unless you're like in Florida, the test turnaround time isn't very fast.
You do a pretty nice job, though. I've never been fearful of like getting an STD, whether it was talent testing or clear. They all do all okay.
Clear, I heard, is a lot better.
I
haven't gone through them, but I've heard they're a lot better.
The girls that run, you see the same two chicks every time you go test in Vegas, and you bump into people every time you go there. It's pretty fun, actually.
Yeah. If I didn't, Vegas is where I would be if I just didn't. I don't like the desert.
I hate it. It's an ugly place. It's hideous, but. Tell you
also,
what,
Vegas gives me anxiety. Like,
as an addict, it's good though, right? Like,
no, it's not even that. It's just like all the lights all the time, and like everyone's going to the casino. Like, I just like
coming from Santa Monica, which you'd agree is like beautiful, right? There's very few places as pretty as Santa Monica, but
right.
And I came to realize
the place to be right now as a content creator is Vegas.
Vegas is where you want to be. We got a nice thing going out here in the desert. Everyone chills. You walk to a party, you bump into like 4 different people you wanted to meet, gay and straight chilling together, gay, straight, trans, all chill in the same clique. Right. In LA, I noticed it was you got straight stuff in the Valley and all the gay stuff in West Hollywood, and they don't intermingle. Here, it's not like that. You'll see gay and straight chilling at the same party, and it's very cool.
But Houston's like that too. Houston's very just like everyone mixes. And like in like LA, I always joke that LA is more segregated than a lot of conservative places. Because like, you go to Inglewood, that's where all the black people are. The Jews are in Beverly Hills. The white people are in Santa Monica. The gays are in West Hollywood. The Mexicans are in East LA. Like I feel like there's like, it's like super segregated where like you come here to Houston, it's a melting pot no matter where you go. If you go to the rich neighborhood, it's the same. It's Mexicans, blacks, whites. You go to the poor neighborhoods, Mexicans, blacks, whites. Like the only thing we don't have in Houston is Asians. Like we have it's like 2% Asian in Houston.
Doesn't seem very Asian. Yeah, Well, wait, what the fuck made you pick Houston of all the places you could be doing this? Like,
So my parents lived here for a while, and this was before I did porn when I moved here. And before I stripped even. It was I was in LA when COVID hit, and I was making a killing as a personal trainer. Like I had a really successful personal training business there. But it was so expensive that I was making almost $300K a year in LA, and I could barely afford a house. And I was just like, this is ridiculous. And I just didn't like the culture of like everyone's trying to be famous and, everyone's networking all the time. Like everyone's just like everything is a networking thing. And I'm just like, can we just hang out and be friends? Like, what?
No, they can't.
Like, they can't. Like, they have to be, you have to be important enough for them to hang out with you. And like,
I didn't realize that. Like, LA was cool when I could surf every day and I could hang out on the boardwalk.
Yeah, and it's a great place to be broke, because when you're broke, it's like, yeah, go outside and get some sun. Like, who cares? But like, once you're trying to build a life, it's impossible.
So I want friends to stop by and, hey, I was in the neighborhood, kick my door in and say hi. And then I got hurt and I was in a wheelchair for like a month and it was rough. And now my $2,300 fucking 300 square foot studio apartment on the beach is now a fucking prison, and I can't get up and down the stairs. And it was rough.
Yeah, dude, my 2-bedroom apartment in Marina Del Rey was almost $6,000 a month.
Insane. In Vegas, you could live anywhere you wanted for $6,000, anywhere in the entire desert.
Do you know how big my house is in Houston?
I bet it's huge. You're a big guy,
bro. It's almost 3,500 square feet. I paid like $300K for it. And I live downtown. I live in a really nice area downtown. I don't live in a shithole. I don't live in the suburbs. I live in like metropolitan Houston, and my house is $300K, and I have no income tax, state income tax.
I gotta ask you something, Houston. I get a lot of advice from my father, and he's talking about Houston. He's like, you'll see like a bong shop next to a school, next to a strip joint.
There's no zoning laws.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. So like, but that's also what I like about it. Your property is your property here. Do whatever the fuck you want on your property. Like,
Texas, where like you feel like that, like I feel like in California, there's an air of liberty that you don't get anywhere else in the United States. Even
liberty?
Yeah, like that's why all the gay community loves California, and like
Houston and Dallas has 2 of the largest gay communities in the country.
Really?
Yeah. It's massive. We have a place. We have an air. So our West Hollywood is Montrose. Montrose has a bigger population than West LA, I think. And Dallas has a place called Cedar Springs, where it's an entire street, just like West Hollywood, of just the biggest, most massive gay bars you'll find in the country. Like, it is definitely, look.
You like Texas?
Texas, I agree with you. Houston, not the case. That's the thing. And you have to remember, Texas is a big place.
Yeah.
And Houston and Dallas and San Antonio and Austin all have their own unique cultures, just like San Francisco, San Diego, and LA do, and like, you can't, like, have you been to, like, you know that California, when you go to those small bumfuck towns outside of like Sacramento, it's conservative as shit, right? It's a bunch of hillbillies. Like, guys, I lived in one of them. I lived in Loomis, California for like 6 years. It was such a hillbilly redneck conservative place, and it's 10 times more conservative there than it is in Houston. And the other thing I'll say about Houston, the conservatives mind their fucking business here. They're not like Orange County conservatives. Like, if I tell a conservative here I'm gay, or like I do gay porn, they're like, good for you. Like, they're like, do that. They're like, you just don't do that in my house. I don't really give a shit that you're doing it in your house. Like, it's a very like, we're going to be neighbors. We're going to respect each other. We believe 2 different things, but we're going to respect each other. It's like a Southern hospitality thing or something.
That's the way it's supposed to be. And at some point, it got to this thing where they're like fighting each other, and I just stay the fuck out of it. Like,
yeah, I know. And like, but Houston is like really, and the thing about Houston that works for me personally is I'm the polar opposite of places like Miami and LA, where the like networking attitude and like everyone's trying to be famous. I'm the opposite. I like to just stay by myself in my house. I don't give a shit if you're famous or not. And here, nobody gives a shit. Like, no one gives a shit if you're rich, if you're famous. No one gives a shit. The millionaires look exactly the same as like an average Joe. They drive Toyota Tacomas. Like, there's these oil guys. People don't realize how much money is in Houston. Like, all of
It's
the
huge,
oil
right?
and
It's the
medical.
third biggest city in the United States, right?
Third biggest city in the United States, and it's one of the richest cities in the United States because all the oil money's here, all the medical money. Like, the best cancer research center in the world is in Houston, and like, people have money here. But not just that, the cost of living is so low that a lot of people here have single income households where like the dad works, the mom stays at home, and they have 2 kids. That's
nice.
very common. That's very common here still. It's not as common as it used to be.
It's not. It's not common anymore. That's how I grew up. That's not considered common anymore.
No.
No.
How, dude? You know, when you were in LA, if you saw people with kids, you were like, oh, they've got money.
Really imagine.
Even if they have a dog, you're like, damn, you can afford a dog.
I don't miss LA at all. Fucking.
I don't. It's a great place to visit. Like, I love visiting LA. Living there is a whole different beast.
No, like I realized when I got hurt, Crush, and I just really wanted. I couldn't leave my apartment. I was trapped, and I called when I thought I was by. I had like the guy that I went to Bangkok with, and he was stuck. I'm like, he wanted to get out of Thailand. I'm like, why don't you come stay with me? I need help. Like, I'm gonna need help for a month. Not coming back slow, and he flew to Thailand. He made it one day. And he's like, Mark, I can't handle this. This is too much. And I'm like, you get the fuck out. Like, fuck you.
He's from Thailand?
He's Asian. He's from China, but he
so the culture shock to LA was too much for him.
No, he grew up in LA.
Oh.
He's a Chase LAZZ. Fuck you, Chase.
Some people like it though. Like Bo Butler loves it there. You know, I love Bo.
He's been at the top of my list forever. We missed each other like about a year ago.
He's hard to pin down, dude.
He's hard to pin down.
He's hard to pin down. I've only worked with him twice, but it was because I
heard he's a good handful though. I heard he's a lot of fun.
He is. He's amazing. He's the sweetest guy too in person. Like, you know, he's like cool. He's hard to communicate with via any of the things but like once you're in the same room, he's amazing. Like,
I was supposed to be in a content house in Salt Lake City right now, and Bo just told me who was at it. I'm like, that's a pretty studly list. But then they came back and they were like, we overextended, Mark. We didn't know we didn't think you'd even respond, so we asked someone else to come. I was like, oh, you motherfuckers! I would love to go to Salt Lake City.
Nobody asked me to come to those anymore.
I'm gonna be more active with that now that I got like 6 months off meth and I'm like together now or whatever. Like, I'm having a hard time. Like, I was doing my best, but I was so frantic. Like, people would ask me to do stuff, and I'd like,
yeah.
Attack, whatever the fuck. But you know, when you come into Vegas, though, let's ask the big question, Crush.
I was there 2 or 3 times in January.
Were you?
Yeah, like I think I was there 3 times in January.
It's easy to. I did that when I fell in love with this place. I came out and I flew back every following weekend for 3 weeks, like seeing the same people, like sticking it.
Yeah, I can't be there for more than 4 days.
That's good. That's a good cap on it. It's a little aggressive.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like I don't know. I get a lot of anxiety. I hate the desert. Like I cannot stand the desert.
Come here for the people doing porn, though. The people doing porn here have the best community in the country.
Yeah, like that's definitely the reason. The reason I would still go to Vegas is to do collabs, to do studios, to go to the conventions. I do all that, but like I cannot like stay there. Because those are like 1 week things. Like I'll do 1 week and then I'll come back. But like it's hard for me to just be there in a hotel or an Airbnb for.
It's ugly. It's an ugly ass fucking town.
Like, I don't know. I really just love where I am now. Like I love my house. We have an HEB down the street. I don't know if you know what HEB is, but like HEB is like the greatest grocery store in the fucking country. it's super cheap and it has like super high quality stuff. And like, so it's really hard. Like basically, if you see me outside of Houston, it's because someone paid me. Like someone paid me to do something somewhere and
Yeah.
flew me out. Like a studio. Like I'm going to Florida next week because I'm filming a movie. And then I'm going to Colombia because I'm doing something at the Colombian porn convention. It's a straight porn thing, but like I'm like an ambassador for one of the companies there. So like they like all that somebody else paid me to go. I'm not gonna schedule a trip on my own somewhere. And then Romania. I'm going to Romania in June because I'm giving a speech at a porn convention. But once again, someone's flying me to Romania. I don't like book my own tickets and go to
Yeah,
it's not a pretentious thing. It's a I don't want to leave my house thing.
I like leaving my house. I didn't get out. But
You're more of a socialite than me, I think.
I can't. I need people around.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I can't have people around me all the
I
time.
want to live by myself. I won't stay sober by myself. I had a roommate that I didn't care about in San Diego. He was a loser. And I would just do speed in front of him. And I'm like, I don't care what the fuck you think. But now I got like a core of friends that like, I don't want them to see me like that. And I give a fuck. And
yeah, I don't want you to fucking use.
No. I mean, you could tell. People can tell immediately when I'm high. Like, Mark's on speed on this one. Like,
yeah, it's very hard to not catch anyone on speed, especially when you've done it yourself. Like, I've done so much speed that, like, I can see it like that when someone's on speed.
Gross.
That's one thing that did surprise me. I did most of my speed, like, when I was doing speed, it was like a trailer trash drug, right? It was like the trashy trailer people did it.
Let's keep it real.
I did not realize until after I got sober how much the gay community does it as like a party drug.
It's not as much as I thought. When I first came in and I was like, had sentiments like you, how you got clean at the AA meeting that was LGBT. I was like, can we just fix this, guys? Let's leave this. It's hillbillies and gays that do this. Can we just leave it to the rednecks and be better than them because we are. Like, still feel that way, but I don't really see it that much, to be frank with you. Like,
I see it a lot.
Do you?
Yeah,
maybe they know. I'm pretty vocal about it. If anyone were to offer me speed in person, I'd punch them in the fucking face. Like,
yeah. I mean, I'm a well past the point of temptation.
Yeah, you're
like, I can be in a room with a bunch of people doing drugs and I feel nothing. I literally have forgotten what it is like to be drunk or high or like I don't even remember what it was like because it's been 10 years. Like like I could have had like a grown ass kid in that time, like to be honest, I don't party either. Like I don't go to parties. Like I get invited to like go to like these circuit parties and, stuff like that all the time. And I just like, it's not my scene. Like I don't like, it's really hard to enjoy.
You can't really go back and party. It's not the way it works.
Yeah. And like, I don't like being I could love you when you're sober, but like most people, no matter how much I love them, if they're high or drunk, I don't like being around them. It's not because it's not the same person,
No, that's when I realized I'm like, I don't like myself when I'm high. None of my people that love me would prefer me high. I'm doing them a disservice by showing up fucked up.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. It's hard to go wrong with sobriety, even if you're not an addict.
I love it.
It's rarely, I can't imagine a situation where being sober is a bad thing, whether you're an addict or not. Like, it seems like even if you're not an addict, when you're doing drugs and alcohol, you're playing with fire, because you're altering your mind in a way where it impairs your judgment. They all impair your judgment.
What about weed? Do you think weed's bad? I still like can't get off the weed thing. I feel like I'm wired for speed. Like I like stimulants. I never got into downers, but like, weed makes me feel a little like, balanced.
Yeah,
people tell you,
I agree. Like, weed makes you feel balanced, but are you balanced is the question.
I don't know if I can find balance. I don't know if I've ever been.
If you want the truth, the truth is, I think you should stop. If you're an addict, period, you shouldn't do weed. Like that's my opinion. Like I don't know if I'm right,
You're pretty old school then.
Because if you're in, because it, look, if it's, it, here's how I know you can kind of test. If you have a hard time quitting weed, then it's a problem.
I can kind of take it or leave it though. Any kind of stimulant though, no, I'm gonna like.
Well, then leave it for like a month.
I'm not doing any of it. I'm not doing any stimulant. I'm just smoking weed.
No, leave the weed.
Oh, okay.
Leave it for a month.
Give it a shot.
Do you see that little emotion you just felt?
No.
That's why I think it's bad for you.
You keep smiling and I'm trying to like mimic it or so. I don't know.
What you just felt when I said that, leave it for a month. You like, that's why I think it's bad, because it's like anything that has that much power over how you feel is not a good idea. Is not a good idea. I'm sorry, man. Like, I'm too honest.
No, there's no such thing. It's really bad.
I it's just my opinion though. I don't know if I'm right, but I do believe that, like, if you're an addict, weed is also dangerous. I do believe that. And I was a big weed head. Like, I get it. Like, and logically, my rationalization for weed was the same as yours. It's not as bad for you as, like, if you compare it to heroin, you know, it's obviously better. But it's bad it's still bad in a different way, in my opinion, because you're not really you. And you also don't notice the side effects because they take so long to really affect you. You know, like when if you smoke every day and then you notice how your anxiety is higher the day you don't do it, it's not that your anxiety is bad and weed helps you with your anxiety. I don't think it's that. I think it's that weed makes you like not have anxiety. And then you stop learning how to deal with anxiety like a human. Because we all have anxiety, and like it's a skill set to like deal with your anxiety. And you'll never get better at it if you're always like using weed as your primary tool to get rid of it, or to sleep, for example. A lot of, like, I used to smoke to sleep too, right? A lot of people smoke weed to sleep. And I'm like, well, you're never going to get better at falling asleep without weed if you don't do it. It's like when you play a sport, you play football, right? You're never going to get better if your solution to having a bad throw on a football is to use that little thing you push the ball through.
Right.
Like you that's what you're doing with weed. You're just putting your little thing in and you're throwing the balls through. But then the next time you pick up the ball and throw it, you're not going to be any better. But if you keep throwing the ball, you're going to get better and better and better. And so, like, that's my argument. It's more of a skill set thing than it is anything else. Is like, you've got all these issues that you're dealing with. You have your own set of issues, like everybody else has their own set of issues, and you're not getting good at dealing with them as long as you do weed, because weed will be your way of dealing with them.
Right.
And it's, I try my hardest not to tell people what to do with this shit. That's why I'm like, this is just my opinion. This was just my experience.
Well, I was asking you though. I appreciate your opinion. I would like 9 years at some point. Better hurry though.
I heard a guy at a meeting once tell me, I was like, when I was like 1 year sober and it was still like kind of hard, you know. This guy took 33 years at a meeting, and I was like, when did it start getting easier? And he said at 32 years. And like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I would say that I don't regret at all being sober. I also never made the decision to be sober for 10 years. Like, my original plan was 1 year.
1 day at a time, yeah.
And what happened was my life got so much better after 1 year that I just didn't want to stop being stopped. And so I just kept doing it. And like, that's all I did. And now it's 10 years later. Now, granted, I didn't just stop. Like, that's the other thing. If you just stop drugs and alcohol, you don't get better. In a lot of cases, you get worse. you have to actively be bettering yourself. Like you have to like all these things. You have to think like, okay, I am bad at this. I'm bad at this. I'm not good at this. I have this problem. How do I make it better? How do I get better at this? Like the thing we talked about earlier with like judging fat people, like, you know, like I was being a judgmental prick, you know, and like I had to literally like get over my own shit and be like, how am I wrong about this, and actually challenge myself. And you have to do that with like so many little things, and it takes and there's many things that I'm still bad at and I'm working on, but it's the process of constantly trying to better yourself that's the more important part than stopping drugs and alcohol. Drugs and alcohol, you just can't do it unless you stop drugs and alcohol. Like you need to do that first, and then you can start working on yourself. And when you work on yourself, it's like you're taking more and more you're not running away from your problems anymore. You're running towards something new. So you're still running. It's just the purpose changed. And that's something that it's really hard for me to like explain, because I wish I could just like wrap it up and give it to you. But it's a process that never ends. And if you think that there's some final destination, like that's going to overwhelm your brain, you know? And
it's harder fashion, it never really reaches a peak. It just keeps evolving.
You know, and like, and so, yeah, I mean, like I did the meetings, you know, I did the 12 steps. That was my process.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you what, AA quote unquote doesn't work. 95% of people that go to AA don't stay sober.
Right.
But 95% of people also don't do the work that AA tells you to do. And one thing that I definitely did was that book, that big book, I still have my first one. I just did everything that book told me to do. I didn't make my own decisions. I still don't make my own decisions, because my own decisions is to be selfish, to make excuses, to take shortcuts, to like, that's what my own decisions would be. But if the book tells me to do something else, the book just says, do the right thing. Don't think about yourself, be of service to others. And like the best, and like one of the things that I don't think it really says directly, but it embodies, is be kind. And
that's
like,
the thing I found. If you be kind, it's hard to be a bad person. Like if you're trying actively to be kind.
Yeah, be kind to others, and don't make it conditional. Don't be like, I'll be kind if.
Right.
You're going to be kind no matter what. And because kindness is like is a form of unselfishness. And one of our problems, both me and you, is we are inherently selfish.
Right.
And that selfishness is what made you think you can pick up the drugs and do them every day. And that, in my opinion, that selfishness is what makes you think you can still do weed.
You think
You're
so?
like, oh, I'm going to hold on to this little thing.
Let's change the subject. What are we doing a collab, Rush? I might have to get my ass out of Houston.
Yeah, come to Houston. You can stay at my house. I've got multiple bedrooms.
Yeah, I got my three best girlfriends from high school are they're tickled pink that I'm doing gay porn, and we're still like the best friends. But one of them's in Houston, and you'd be delighted to have me stop by. Maybe I'll do that. And
let's schedule something. Next time you want to make a trip, let me know. Huh?
You got big feet, yeah?
13 and a half, 14.
Oh, you're a little guy. I'm a 16. But my buddy's feet is in Houston. He's been bugging me for some foot stuff. You know, I don't do much of it anymore. But
I've worked with him.
Is he cool?
He's cool. He's real cool.
Well, yeah. I've been talking to him.
He was my first collab ever.
Really? He was supposed to be.
I didn't even consider it a collab because it was just foot worship stuff. But like,
so easy to do. People like it.
He's super chill.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that.
Chill. Yeah, I can also. There's a lot. I can introduce you to all the guys that are here. Matt Coven lives literally. He's got a dungeon. He literally lives 10 minutes from me.
There's enough guys down there for like a long weekend.
Yeah, this is no one super famous, but high quality guys. Like that, the content will be solid, and it's very like, you know, country boys stuff. Like there's a lot. Like, I mean, it's Southerners, bro. There's no pretty boys down here. Sorry, guys. Like none of us are pretty boys. but it's its own brand down here. And so if you want to come down, like I can get you. And it's not even that. I'm 3 hours from Dallas, where there's a lot of creators in Dallas. I'm 2 hours from Austin. So there's a ton of creators in Austin. I don't know how many are in San Antonio, but I know for sure. And there's also like there's a chick that lives down the street from me that works with gay guys and like does bi porn a lot, which that's my best seller. Bi porn. Like two guys and a girl, but the guys hook up too. That's by far my most popular.
A lot of that going on in Vegas right now.
Huh?
A lot of that in Vegas right now. We got the Switch couple is killing that bi stuff, and then the Arizonas are moving here in a month. It's going to be wild.
Yeah, them, the Switch couple, and there's one other one that I forget their name now. They all moved there. So, Tiffany Lane and her boyfriend. Tiffany Lane just moved there too. Yeah, she lived here. She lived 45 minutes north of me, and she just moved to Vegas.
Everyone's coming to Vegas though.
I know it's tempting, but like I just couldn't live there. I'll visit and do a string of collabs once a year, I think. So I'll probably come next year.
Yeah,
I'll probably come next year, like before the Gavy ends or something, like a week before.
Are you going to XBiz?
I did XBiz Miami.
Heard it sucks.
Yeah, it sucks.
I'm gonna go for Howard's birthday. I think me and Drake are gonna go down for Howard's birthday.
When's his birthday?
May 16th.
Oh fuck.
Hey, you or me?
That's Frankie. She's set off the.
It sounds like in my house though. It's weird how that works, isn't it?
Oh my god, she's cooking right now.
On that note, Crush, we've been on for an hour and 45 minutes. Want to wrap this up?
Yeah, we can wrap it up. I've done like 4-hour streams.
I haven't eaten from the gym yet.
Do your thing, man. But it was a pleasure having you on.
Your pleasure, Crush.
This was fun. I'll send you the full recording, and then later, like in a few weeks, when I clip it, I'll send you some of the clips.
Stop the fat people comments out, though, please. Sorry, heavy set people. I love you too.
Yeah.
I was baited into saying that. But
you said it, bro. Take ownership. Hey, I've said a bunch of fucked up shit too. It's fine. It's all about taking the ownership later.
Yes, all right, Crush, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Take care, man.